What's up, boys? Data 782 here with episode 21 of Fixing the Franchise here with the Anaheim Ducks at the beginning of the 2025 NHL entry draft. In the last episode, we lost to the Vancouver Canucks in the Western Conference Finals, just like we did back in 2020 in year number 1. That season, I think we lost in... Did we get swept possibly? But this time we lost in 6, I believe. So it was a good playoff run. The Canucks went on to win the Stanley Cup against the Maple Leafs in a 7-game thriller. It was a good playoffs. We had a good team. We have a very good team. We have good players. And now moving into this year's draft and offseason, we have the 4th overall pick thanks to the Nashville Predators. But we also have to look at things like, do we move on from Tristan Jarry, Rickard Rakell, etc.? So, comments from this one, Michael Bruno-Vaselli telling me that it's time to trade Rakell, possibly trade the 4th overall pick and Rakell for the 1st overall pick. I could probably get even more. That's a possibility. Chris Chong saying that yes, definitely move on from Jarry and see if there's any big free agents to replace Steven Stamkos. So we'll get there in a second. So let's move into the entry draft, boys. Without further ado, let's get this offseason done and put to bed with. So here we go. First pick goes to the Hurricanes. Oh, they do want to trade it. So that is interesting. They won the lottery. They went up from 11th overall to 1st overall. So they do want to trade the pick. Could I trade them the 4th overall pick and maybe Rickard Rakell? Now Rakell is 32 years old, 85 overall, making $7 million next season, which will be his last season. He is a monster in the playoffs. He is a very good playmaker for the second line, but we may have to look to move on from him. He has been a huge fixture in this franchise, but I may have to look to move on from him. So if I throw in Rakell with that first pick, it definitely gives us the trade value. I'm not sure if they'd want to do it. They do want Rakell, which is nice. Do they have any goalies that I could pick up here? They have John Gibson, of course, John Gibson. Elvis Merzlikins they have, who had a terrible season. Do I want to play Elvis with Dostal or something like that? Look at these numbers on Toronto that he had as a starter. As a starter, he's good. Maybe, eh? I don't know. It's the last year. Oh, he has one more year at 1.5. If you can't beat him, join him, I always hear them say. You know what? Let's throw Merzlikins in there. He's been the bane of my existence. Let's throw Merzlikins in there. No second-round picks. Could I get... no seconds the year after either. What else could I milk out of you? Any good rookie forwards? Not really. Tomasino is already 23. Alanko, low elite 6. No, maybe this guy's Sylvester? Quinton Sylvester. He's a playmaker. Doesn't look that great. Good stats, but doesn't look that great. What if I threw him in? Can I get a 3rd and a 4th? Rejected. Final offer is going to be with a 3rd. Rejected? No. Okay, I'm going to pass. I don't want to do that. I can get more for Rakell when this next season comes around. So I'm going to pass on getting the 1st overall pick. Who goes first? Well, it's going to be Tarky, but let's see what are his stats. Mika Tarky is an 84 overall medium elite sniper. Oh my goodness. Those are wild stats. Mika Tarky to the Carolina Hurricanes. 2nd overall pick is 80 overall Gabriel Bell. He is a left-wing sniper with great shooting category, of course. 3rd overall is Kovacs. Okay, so Kelly Kovacs moved up. I think he was slated to go 4th or 5th. He's a left-wing two-way forward, very similar to Jesper Helmersson. So now at the 4th overall, we have Stephen Fye, Christian Bugner. No, I think Kelly Kovacs was slated to go 3rd. He moved up. It's between these two guys here, Stephen Fye or Christian Bugner. Stephen Fye might be a sniper. In the WHL, he put up 95 points in 71 games. He is NHL ready, not similar to anyone. A+ shooting and puck skills, magic hands, all that good stuff. Christian Bugner is a center, a two-way forward, no weaknesses, puck protection, offensive capabilities, 112 points in 67 games. The league is C-, this is C-. So Bugner put up the better numbers. They're pretty interchangeable, 4 and 5. He's NHL ready, similar to Sean Couturier. Now Bugner, maybe he could slot in as my 3rd or 4th line center right away. Fye, I feel like I have a lot of wingers in the system, especially with McInnes coming up. I might pass on Fye, even though he's ranked 4th and scored a lot of goals. I have goals. I need a good centerman, I think. Let's go for it, boys. Ben Smolinski is there afterwards. He's similar to Matt Zuccarello. What kind of numbers did he put up in the OHL? 78 points. Is he ready right now? He's 3 years away. Okay. Alan Finley is NHL ready. He put up good numbers in an A+ league, but I'm not going to go for him. Let's go, boys. Christian Bugner. So, boys, with the 4th overall pick, the Anaheim Ducks are proud to select from the Sarnia Sting, Christian Bugner. Welcome to Anaheim. 80 overall, medium elite, two-way forward. You love to see it. Nice numbers. Good defensive stats for out of the draft. And all around a very solid player, I'd say. I like that pick. Phi is going to go to the Islanders. What does he look like? He is also medium elite. He's like I didn't need that, though. Left wing, two-way forward, not what I needed. So I'm okay with passing up on that. The Canadiens at number 6 get Smolinski. Yikes. Well, it's not a bad pick, but 65 overall is not going to make an impact now. McNaughton is an offensive defenseman. Those are some nice stats. Good skating. 6'3" offensive defenseman. Could be a monster. And the Blackhawks take Zhao. Byron Zhao. Okay. Also some nice offensive defenseman numbers. The Blues want to trade their pick. Anyone that I'd really want here at 9? Finley dropped. Donnelly, defensive defenseman. I want an offensive defenseman. Christian Backer. No, I think I'm going to pass. Let's simulate the rest of this round and see where we're at. I may trade up for a pick in the 2nd round. So in the rest of the 1st round, it was Finley, who's 80 overall, a steal for the St. Louis Blues. 17 years old, 80 overall, 5'8". That's a steal. Donnelly is a defensive defenseman. Soward, medium top 6. All these guys, medium top 4, defensive defenseman. It's a pretty good draft class, from what I can tell right away. Yeah, I like it. Top 9. Okay. So here in the 2nd round, is there anyone in the 2nd round that we want to trade up for? Anyone really good? Let's see this guy. Olli Mäkinen is a guaranteed medium top 6. Jonathan Walker is a gem and a guaranteed top 6, but he's 20 years old. Those are nice numbers, but it could just be because he was a 20-year-old. I don't know if I really want to make it. If I make a trade, I don't know if I want to make it for him. Marcus Nordquist, Teemu Niinema, son of Yanni Niinema, perhaps. Top 4D. Here's some Francisco Cahill, 6-foot offensive defenseman, 17 years old. Now that is interesting. Similar to Nick Leddy, 4 years away. I wouldn't mind a nice offensive defenseman in the system. Francisco Cahill, slated to go at 42. So maybe if I could trade for 40 or 41. So this is 32. This is 40. 41 is the Minnesota Wild. They do want to trade their pick. It's a bit risky waiting all the way till 41. But the people before don't really want to trade their pick. So I could trade 77. Could I trade 2/3 maybe? Oh, I have Carolina 2nd. That's why they didn't have a 2nd round pick. Can I give up 2/3 for a 2nd? 91 and next year's 3rd. Not that great. I could throw in some randos who am I not going to sign? Who I can get rid of right now? Hill, I'm not going to do anything with him. This guy I'm not going to do anything with probably. Filatov has never grown as well. Could I just throw in these guys? That's a pretty good deal for Minnesota. Maybe I could take out my 3rd next year. How about this? Oh, that's a good deal. Come on. Filatov's not a bad prospect. He just hasn't grown for me. Okay, I'll throw in the other 3rd. And you throw in a 6th and a 7th in this draft. Rejected. Rejected. Come on, rejected. Alright, so I'm going to try to trade for St. Louis's pick. It's a bit higher at 39, but they do want to trade it. Maybe I throw in this goalie Kurvinen, who I drafted in the 7th round. He has medium starter potential. Remember, I took him with the last pick of last year's draft. That would be a decent play. What do you say, boys? Trade accepted. I don't think anybody in St. Louis is going to think we got a blah, 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 blah. Thank you, St. Louis. So we're going to sim to pick 39. Maybe he would have gone, so it's good that maybe I got the earlier pick. I'm going to go ahead and take Francisco Cahill from the U.S. development system, 17 years old, and he is medium top 4, 61 overall. That is what I like to see. He has, his stats aren't going to be great, so I'm not going to look at those really. And let's sim to pick 77 now, because I'm not going to try and make any stretches to trade up because I don't really have the assets to do it. Wouldn't be realistic. Jérôme Thibault is a defenseman here, possibly offensive defenseman, 6'4". I doubt he's offensive. with that build. I don't see any big guys like that. Usually go offensive defenseman. Walker Montoya from the WHL might be a good sniper. He's guaranteed medium top 9. I don't like guaranteed medium top 9s though in the 3rd round. Len Malone, Clinton Tripp from the QMJHL. He got 55 points in 64 games. No, I think I'm gonna. Oh, there's a couple of medium starters here as well, but I have good goalies. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take that defenseman. I think I'm going to risk it for Jérôme Thibault. Oh, he's 20 years old. Yeah, that's why. What has he done in the NHL, in the Q? No, he's not an offensive defenseman. Down in Rimouski. Yeah, why not? Let's go. Jérôme Thibault, welcome. Bienvenue à l'équipe. 64 overall, 2-way D, medium top 60 potential. 20 years old, yeah. Yeah, okay, not the worst pick for the 3rd round. Not ideal, but win some, you lose some. Let's go to pick 122 now. Oh, beautiful. This is who I was looking for. I almost missed him. Milan Antonovic, a medium elite goaltender. Perfect. I've been waiting for this guy. I've been scouting him for a while. Welcome to the team, Bello. 60 overall medium elite. Nice. That is what I call a diamond in the rough. Beautiful. Now we have a couple picks here at the end of the 5th round. Who do we want? Philip Miller? Philip Miller, maybe? John Roy, son of Patrick Roy. Perhaps he's a guaranteed medium backup. No, I don't need that. I'd rather take Jay Albert here. Low top 9. I think I'd rather take... Oh, this guy's maybe low top 6. But either way, I'm going to get to the 2 guys that I want. So let's go for Jay Albert, low top 9. There's some potential. He's 58 overall, a power forward. Then Miller goes. He was a top 6D. And then I can go ahead and get this other guy, Hoffman, unless there's anybody else that really piques my interest. Not really. Okay. Hoffman, Gavin Hoffman. Welcome to Team Bello. He is 57 overall, low top 9. I got a comment in my in one of my videos, the video of my draft from 2021 from Pondry. He says, "How do your scouts get such accurate potentials on the draft class?" Bello, it's because I replied in the comments, but I'll say it to all you boys here as well. Maxim Ziuzin, a grinder, welcome. It's because I send medium bottom 6. I send all. Oh, I have no more picks. Sorry, give me a second. I'll answer that in a moment. Was there anyone else that I wanted here? I probably shouldn't have wasted that last pick. This guy Zamnov, 6'5", 20 years old. No. Rank by potential here. Sort by potential. Couple bars, medium elite. Doesn't tell me much. This guy's guaranteed low elite grinder. This guy's a gem. Ooh, Maddox Brown is a gem. Rank 209. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to get him. Medium top 6 perhaps. Terry Rhodes, 6'4", big boy. Who has a couple picks in the 7th round? Anybody? Ottawa? Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can get both of Ottawa's 7th round picks. 2 7ths for 2 7ths? Nah. How about 7th and a garbage prospect? This goalie here, fringe starter, Tangretti. It's not a bad prospect. What do you say with a 7th for 2 7ths? Trade accepted. The fans are gonna be cheering in the streets. Perfect. You love to hear when the fans are cheering in the streets. So with the first pick, I'm going to go ahead and take the guy who was ranked 209, I think it was. The guy who's a gem. This guy here, Brown. Yeah, Maddox Brown. Go ahead and take him. He is low elite, 51 overall. Nice. And then at pick 193, I will take the other guy rated high. Was it Rhodes, I think, who I just see down there? Corbin could be good. Abel Corbin. Decent stats in the WHL. Arthur Langfield, also decent stats. Not enough uncovered on him, though. I could take these low guys, Tony Tuppurainen, or I could just go with Maddox, Terry Rhodes. Yeah, I think I will. I have the most uncovered about him, I think. 4 years away. Damon Bruce also could be medium top 6, but at least this guy, they know there's his scout rank, which means that they have a bit more uncovered. Cade Stewart is also a possibility. Guaranteed low top 6. You know what? I'm just going to go for the Swiss Bello right here. Let's go for Terry Rhodes. Big Terry loves his yogurt. Let's see what he says. He's 60 overall, medium bottom 6. All right. Sim the rest of the draft. We got some good picks. There we go. Good draft, boys, with the 4th overall pick especially. Francisco Cahill. Anyways, about my draft, yeah, so I send out the scouts multiple times per year, as you know, and I always make sure, Petrovic, okay, resign coach, I always make sure that my scouts are constantly scouting for potential and comparison, and I always have 18 to 20 amateur scouts working at a time, so never let anyone be doing nothing. Always make sure players are being scouted constantly, and if ever there's 2 bars of AHL potential, throw them out. 2 bars AHL top 6, not worth scouting anymore. Maybe a little bit if he's like ranked high. If he's in the top 50 and he's AHL potential, it's probably unlikely, so you scout him a bit more. But 3 bars AHL potential, you stop scouting him right away. Okay, so what do I need to do? I need to re-sign my NHL assistant coach here, Ernesto Petrovic. I'm gonna do what I usually do. I'm gonna let all my coaches go to free agency, and then we'll see if there's anyone better in free agency or not. If I just re-sign them. Also, I'm missing 2 coaches in the minors. I just realized that. For my scouts, I'm going to go ahead and re-sign these guys quickly. And like always, if there's someone better in free agency as the scouts, then you just go and fire them and sign whoever you want. Got to play the system. So now we go to contracts, and we see what are we going to do with the contracts. If we go to all expiring, the big boy is Mats Lindstrom. So Steven Stamkos right away, Bello. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to release you. I don't have $7.4 million to sign you up. So I'm sorry. Also, I made you a power forward. I should probably change that back. Can I see if I can go change him or if it's too late? Ooh, unfortunately I can't. Sorry, Bello. You're supposed to be a playmaker, I think? Change you to power forward, and that's how you're going to finish off your career. My status is rebuilder. Yeah, day. Alright, so Stamkos gets let go. Sorry, Bello. Mats Lindstrom, he doesn't want an extension, so I'll likely just qualify him and sign him later. How much money do I have? 9.01, and he wants 9, so that's a bit scary. I'd rather sign him for 4 and get him to RFA status, keep him at RFA status. So if I could sign him for 4 years at 8.65, that would be pretty fair in my eyes. He's a very good player, 40 plus goals a season. 8.55 for 4 years. Joel Edmondson, I'll probably have to let go. McInnes, I can finally sign to his rookie deal now that he's out of the juniors. Sherwood, I would like to re-sign him. I'll hang on. Anderson, I'm not going to sign him. Just qualify. Yurko, I'm going to let him go. Yoel Persson, I would like to sign. He's been great for filling in on injuries. Give him another 1-year deal at the league minimum. Prickreal, he's always been good in San Diego, so I will give him a couple more years. De La Rose, let him go. DeLeo, probably let him go. Tracy still has some potential, hasn't really grown. If I could give him 2 more years to let him do it, show what you got. Hill, gonna qualify and trade. Pierce, gonna sign. Give him a nice little deal there. Filatov, gonna sign, but yeah, he's not gonna grow much. Norm Mann, I'm gonna sign. I remember drafting him to his entry-level deal. Gardner, we'll look at these guys in a minute. So all expiring goalies now. So Tristan Jarry, he won the Jennings last year, but I do not have the money to re-sign him, so I'm going to have to let him go. McKinley has definitely shown some good numbers. Going to see if I can sign him. How long could I sign? I could sign him to an 8-year deal right now with that medium league potential for $3.2 million. That's pretty wild. I can give him 3 years to keep him at UFA status. 3 years at 0.950. That would be pretty wild if he took that. DeVries, I need to sign him. He's going to be a big piece. That's his entry-level deal. And McLeod will also get his entry-level deal. We'll have to figure out the goalie sitch once the season rolls around, though. Qualify him. All right, let's move up a day. All these scouts say yes. McInnes, yes. Person wants to go to free agency. Okay, we'll try to give him more. Lindstrom, no. Mann, yes. Pierce, Tracy, Prickreal, no. McKinley, no. Okay, actually I gave him that weird deal. Filatov, no. What? DeVries, yes. McLeod, yes. Okay. Lindstrom, I'm just going to qualify him. That looks like that deal is not going to happen right now, so I need to just qualify him. Joel Edmondson, I do not have 4.8 to sign you, Bello. Unfortunately, going to have to let you go as well. He was a big piece of that Stanley Cup winning team that we had. Lawson Krause, I don't have $2 million to sign you, Bello. I'm going to have to let you go as well. He was a nice addition to the team. Kiefer Sherwood has always been good for depth, so I'm going to go ahead and sign him to that deal right there. Yoel Persson, he wanted, I'll give him 1 year at the league max for a 2-way contract. That would probably be a bit better. Prickreal, same thing, 1 year. Chase DeLeo, he's been on this team for a long time, but I think I'm going to make room for the younger guys. Is there really anyone younger, though? Not really in the center category. All right, you know what, Bello? You convinced me. There you go. 1 year. Filatov just qualify, and he'll sign in the middle of August when nobody wants him. Now these guys at the bottom here. Jacobs, Marcus Jacobs, low elite potential, defensive defenseman. He has the low elite. I'm gonna sign him. He's probably a piece of junk. Jaskalainen, Tommy Jaskalainen. He has low top 6 potential. Yeah, go ahead and sign him up. Russell Gardner was a 7th round pick, putting up decent numbers in the States, 57 points in 62 games down there. He's an enforcer though, so not really something that I like or even need. So I'm probably gonna let him go. Medium bottom 6, 20 years old. Yeah, Gardner. Thanks for the memories. Go back to goalies. It's just McKinley here. So I think, what can I do for McKinley? He wanted 2 years. I'll give him exactly what he wants. A one-way contract? That's weird. Advancing another day now. More scouts saying yes. Lane Bowie, thank you. Natalie Bailey, no problem. Soderstrom, no worries. And Koltsov, my pleasure. So Sherwood wants more money, even though I gave him exactly what he wanted. DeLeo says yes. Person says no. Okay, everyone said no, even though I gave him exactly what they wanted. So let's go back to classics here. He wanted exactly, I gave him the max I could give him. So sorry, Sherwood, you're out of here. I'll try to find you in free agency if I can remember. Sam Steele never went to free agency last season, eh? Or did I trade him? I traded him this season. I want to see if Sam Steele goes to free agency. That's true. Maybe I'll sign him. Who knows? You all person, I offered you 1 year at that league max minimum for a two-way, so whatever. So let's try 2 years. If you don't want that, I'm not sure what you'd want. And Rickard Classic, just qualify, and then you'll sign in the middle of August when no one gives you a contract. Okay, you all person, nice knowing you. He rejected that contract. So everybody's qualified and ready to go. I have not given a qualifying offer to McKinley? Hill signs that qualifying offer. Okay. All right, thanks for reminding me, Scout. Qualify. Bang. Oh, and I also forgot that I have to look at my unsigned players, especially the guy that I just drafted at 4th overall. Unsigned. Right here, 80 overall, Christian Bugner. Bang. 4th line forward already. Welcome to the team. Entry-level deal. Reyes here, Colin Reyes. If I sign him, he'll still be in the juniors anyway, so no point signing him. Bugner signs, Anderson signs, yeah, of course he does. And those coaches don't. So before I look at anything, I got to go look at the coaches and see who am I going to get as. What do I need? I think I need like 4 coaches. I need NHL. Associate is Wes Finley, that A+ Bello. I need an assistant and a goalie. And then how's this guy? C-? Yeah, so I need an assistant and a goalie in the NHL, and an associate and a goalie in the AHL. This guy Martin Outlaw has a 79% team fit. That's pretty big. That's a big number, 79%. So I'd love to get him as my assistant coach, but no chance he signs for that much, even if I give him enough money. I don't think he wants that role no matter what. So let me see who else has a good team fit. Especially, let's look starting at NHL associate coaches. You can barter an associate coach down to an assistant, but I don't think you can get a head coach down to an assistant. Bang, here. And of course, Petrovic, 79%. I think that's going to be my guy. Recent. Of course, I just want to do my due diligence and make sure there's no one who's better. So yeah, 79% team fit. Ernesto Petrovic, welcome back to the team. I'm going to give you a nice lucrative contract. I need an assistant coach. So NHL assistant coach, I'll give you 4 years and I'll give you a bunch of money. $1.92 million. Thank you very much. Now I need a goalie coach. So if I could sort by assistant coaches, and we'll see who has a good team fit. 68, 77 for Vincent Hull. That's nice, 77. Probably going to go back to him. 77 as well for Gabriel Dubinsky. So it's between Dubinsky and Hull. Hull and Dubinsky down there. If you look at this guy here, and then Dubinsky's at the bottom of the list. They're both forwards. They're both their teaching specialty is both forwards. Both C overall. Power play B, power play A. Teaching B-, him C-, C-. So let's go for Hull. keep it all with the French here, with Gilbert Hull. Maybe it's his brother. Gilbert et Vincent Hull, les entraîneurs-chefs de les Ducks de Anaheim. How about that? Now I need an AHL associate. It's hard to find team fit because there's only a few players that it shows on my team. So a 42% team fit is a pretty good number. 47 is pretty nice as well. Sami Matanen. Yeah, I think I'll go with him. Sami Matanen. He can be my new associate coach. Unless I can find an AHL head coach who wants to be an associate, but that's tough to find. No, I'll just go ahead and get Matanen here. AHL associate coach. Another team is interested, so I'll give him the max possible money, $870K. And then I just need a goalie coach. Look at AHL assistants. This guy, Nicholas Archibald, Jim Tavares. Mirka Satan, possibly the mother of Miroslav Satan, 41% team fit. Oh, 49 here for Christian Aronson. Yeah, we'll go for Aronson. He likes the veterans. He's D-rated though, so I'm gonna give him a nice 2-year contract. And he also looks a bit wrinkled for 51 years old, so he's probably gonna retire within 3 days of signing the contract. AHL goalie coach. All right, that's all dealt with. Hopefully they all sign. Now it's time to look at the free agent class. So is there anything that we need? Let's look at our forwards right now. Forwards. Main roster, let's look centers. So Shane Wright first line, Moran second line, let's say Bugner maybe third line, Pacioretty fourth line, maybe interchangeable. I don't mind that as the center core. I like Moran playing on second line. He really flourished when he played there. Left wings, Tolvanen first line, Helmerson second line maybe, McInnes third line, or maybe Rakell stays second line, Helmerson third line, depends on their fit, / if Rakell gets traded. And then right wings, first line, second line, third line. So I could use a fourth line right wing, and if there's a really good left wing, so either an elite left wing or I don't touch the left wing, and I need a right wing for the fourth line. Defense 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's good right here. I don't need to touch anything else, I don't think. I'm going to leave it like that. Makar's going to want a boatload of money next season. How much is he going to want? $13 million. Yeah. Day. Goalies, Dostal and McKinley, right? McKinley. So maybe a goalie. Who knows? Maybe I'll just roll with Dostal. So let's check out free agency. Looking for elite left wingers or maybe a goalie. Who knows? Who do we got? Ooh, boy. Austin Matthews. Dennis Malgin here. John Klingberg. Love Johnny Klings. This guy's a RFA. Lucas Raymond is an RFA here. Let's look at only UFAs. Of course, Mats Lindstrom needs to be re-signed as well. We have $9 million, so that could go all to Mats Lindstrom, or we go and trade Rakell, and we get a better left wing. Who is on the left wing? Oop, left wing. Tyler Bertuzzi, 86 overall. He's a two-way forward. Meh. Evgeny Sveshnikov, he's a sniper. He would fit on line 1, all power play lines. Max Pacioretty, he would fit in the first line, power play and all that, but he is 36 years old. Top 9 potential, no, he's going to drop big time. Carl Grunderstrom, who has somehow grown into an 83 overall, would fit on the first line. Nah. No one really big, no elite players here. Right wingers who could play on the left wing. Victor Olofsson dropped the free agency. Whoa, really? Only wants $5 million. He wanted like $9 million if he was going to re-sign with me. Now he only wants $5 million, and we've seen that he simulates very well with us, except for that one season when he didn't, when we traded him. He got 34 points in 61 games when we traded him, after he got 92 and 78. That's a question right there. Do I trade Rickard Rakell and try to sign Victor Olofsson? He's $2 million cheaper. That wouldn't be a bad move. Who are some goaltenders here? Anybody? We got Ilya Samsonov. Ooh, that's interesting. Tristan Jarry, of course. Mrazek, Varlamov. Okay. Anybody with potential? Let's sort there quickly. Some low elite 50 overall guys as usual. No, I'm going to pass on these guys. But man, Austin Matthews, that's going to be big. Looking at Mats Lindstrom here, does he have anyone else interested in him? He does not. He wants 8.3 now, which is much more reasonable for 3 years, which is better. I could do that. I could do 8 years, 8.250 for three years, 8.250. If he signs that, I'd be pretty happy. And I got to figure out what to do if I trade Rakell. Because if I trade Rakell, I can sign Olofsson. But do I want to sign Olofsson is the question. So let's look at what Rakell could get in a trade. If I go to the open block and I look around the NHL, I can get a third and a second and a prospect from Carolina, a second and a prospect from the Devils, first and a second from the Devils. Who's this prospect? Fallon. He is a centerman with top 6 potential. 70 overall, 20 years old, two-way forward, first round pick in 2023. Last year in the AHL, got 24 points in 76 games. Yikes, piece of junk. Computer also said I could get a first round pick right from New Jersey. Was that it? A first and a second straight up. Were they a good team last year? Let me go check my records. So the Devils finished 8th in the NHL last season, so they're definitely not a bad team. That's the problem. The Hurricanes are already pretty stacked. I could get that guy Quentin Sylvester. That was a prospect I was looking at getting, but he wasn't that great. It was just more of a throw-in. 3 years, he signed to his entry-level deal, 67 overall, 19 years old. Good stats in the WHL. That wouldn't be the worst deal. But they're already a contender, and they just got the first overall pick as well. They're pretty stacked in Carolina. So I want to help them more. But they are in the East. I don't have to see them, which would be nice. How about I give you my second next season, and then you throw in those 2/3 along with your sixth, because I could use some more draft picks. What do you say? Isn't sufficient at all. So in this upcoming draft, I don't have that many picks. So maybe if I could get another first, and I give them my second next season. So next season, I take back a third. I swap a second for a third next season. But for this season, I get a first, a fifth, and a seventh with a prospect for Rickard Rakell. What do you say, Carolina? Bit low, take off the seventh? Sweeten it just a touch, huh? Let's make it 2 sevenths. What do you say, Bello? Just a touch? Come on, just a touch. I'm sick of this just a touch. Here's a 7th round pick in 2032. 2031, you want to be pigs like that? Still a bit low for us, yeah. Do I just do this straight up and take a first and a third with a second? I get a prospect. Is he even a good prospect? He's 19 years old. Yeah, he's a good prospect. He's a 2nd round pick in 2024. He's a big boy. Maybe he'll grow. I gotta take some risks in life. Rickard Rakell, what a monster. I'm gonna miss you, Rickard. What a big piece in the playoffs as well. I think I'm going to have to do it for the money. But the problem is, even if I trade Rakell, if I sign Olofsson, I'm going to need money next season. See, here's the issue. I'm going to take a break from this trade for a second. I'm going to keep it on the back burner. If I trade Rakell and I free up that $7 million and I spend $6 on Olofsson, that leaves me with $1 million. Next season, I need to sign Cale Makar. I have $43 million of extension dollars, no problem. So let's say Makar takes up $13 million. That brings me down to $30 mil. Tolvanen, what do you want? 10, that brings me down to $20 mil. Jones, what do you want? 10, I'm down to $10 mil. Cam Fowler, what do you want? 5, I'm down to $5 mil. If these guys grow, what are they going to want? So it's cutting it tight. That $5 mil might be right there to Victor Olofsson. I don't know if I have that. Maybe I just hang on to Rakell for this season and let him ride off into the sunset in free agency next year, and I don't trade him at all. Maybe that's what I do. I love Rickard Rakell, man. It's like he has a spell over me, just like Nick Delorier did. I think I'm gonna go for the bargain bin, just like Bergevino. I'm gonna go look for my right wing for a depth right winger, and we're gonna call it a day there, I think. Yoel Armia would be very nice. He's been a monster. He scored how many points last year after we let him go? He scored 32 points in 76 games after we let him go. I wouldn't mind having him on the 4th line. He fits a forward line 1. Only wants 1.9. Vinny Hinostroza. I need to find someone who fits either that or the 4th line, and I don't think there's anyone who just fits the 4th line. Why does everyone fit the 1st line? Martin Firk, 1st line he fits. How is he going to play 1st line? Yeah, I think I'm going to go for Yoel Armia. He's a monster. He's a solid right winger. So he could be my 4th line, my full-time 4th line right winger. I give him 1 year at $2 million, and then I go get Kiefer Sherwood to be my depth right winger. He's my depth right winger right there. I give him 1 year, 1 million. Actually, I don't think I even have that money, to be honest. What am I saying? If I give $2 million to Armia, I have no money left for Lindstrom. Let's simulate some days here. I don't like the roster makeup. Okay, Petrovic, even though we have a huge team fit, he signs. Matanen signs, nice. Aronson signs. Just need my last one to sign, please. Yes, Vincent Hull, the Hull brothers. Armia accepts, that's great. But that probably means that Lindstrom won't now, which is the issue. Tyson Barrie and Travis Dermott for a first, Tomasino and Merzlikins. Merzlikins going back to Toronto. What a joke. Yeah, no longer have the cap space. So the good thing is that he wanted to sign for that dollar value. I gave a bit too much money to Armia, I think. I'm not going to be able to get Lindstrom for 7.7, so I need to see where I can free up just a little bit of money. No one on this team makes money. All my goalies are making nothing, and then all my players up here, it's all the big boys here, 11, 9, 8, 7, 7, 7, 7, 6, 5, 5, and then it just drops off. Boom, there's nobody else. Probably shouldn't have signed Armia to that contract then. Should have looked for a bargain. Sutter and Bickle are going to want big money soon. Sheesh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. McInnes, Bugner, Armia, third line. Sidor. Where's Pacioretty? I forgot about Pacioretty. Pacioretty, McInnes, Armia, fourth line. Bugner, Sidor, Rakell or Helmerson, third line. Bickle, Moran, Lindstrom, second line. Tolvanen, Pasternak, right, first line, something like that. I shouldn't have signed Armia. I'm sorry, Yoel. I need to trade you. Where can I trade you? But you know what? The Sabres are a good team. Actually, they're a rebuilding team. I'm going to trade you to a good team. Yeah, because there's no good teams. There's no good champion status teams. They're all contenders. Not a lot of good teams. Oh, there's only the Devils are champion status. Yoel Armia, can I send you? Oh wait, they just signed Austin Matthews. That's why they're champion contenders. Can I get a 4th round pick from New Jersey for Armia? Yeah, I don't want to. So I could have gotten more than that, but I didn't want to swindle the system. I'm really sorry about that, Yoel. Really sorry about that. So let's go to free agency. Mats Lindstrom, signed him to the proper deal that I should have signed him to. It was 4 years at 8.750. Actually, I'm going to try 8.650 for 4 years. And then after that, I'll sign depth and everything. If there's anyone who wants like a 2-way deal, or I don't know, I'll find somebody. Somebody's going to play in the minors on the 4th line. Someone's going to fit somewhere. 2 seconds. No, I'm not going to do that. Come on, Mats Lindstrom Bello. There you go. I look forward to making an impact on the team. Thank you very much. Volkov in a second for what? Why would I do that? So let's sim to next season. I'm not going to put anything on the block. I'm not going to look in any, unless there's any real offers. I'm not going to cut back. So let's go to the beginning of next season and check out the lines. Oh, I'm a degenerate here. Cameron McKinley, 2-year offer sheet. I forgot to sign him. So match offer, definitely. The Blue Jackets are trying to poach him. So beep you, little piggies. Chris Tierney in a 4th to Buffalo for 2 seconds. So Cart. Filatov signs his RFA deal. I'm sure all these guys will. Yeah. I'm not gonna. Jamie Drysdale, come on. DeBrusk in a 4th to Philadelphia. San Jose gets 2 seconds. He was just signed as a free agent, so that's garbage. All those RFAs are finally signing their deals. Tommy Yasu, 3rd and 4th, no. Claude Giroux back to Philadelphia from Pittsburgh for a 1st, a 4th, and McGillney. Sheesh, that's wild. Aho, a 2nd and a 3rd. For Anthony Cirelli, 2 thirds and a 5th. Not a bad deal, but I don't need another centerman now that I drafted Bugner. Radek Faksa for a 1st, nope. So here we are at next season. I'm going to go in and fix up the lines, do all the roster moves, and see what we're looking like. I'm trying to dump some players over on Dallas, a couple 7th D potential guys, a fringe starter, Kaspar, who's not a bad prospect, 21 years old, 72 overall. See if I can get Forsstrom, a low top 4 D prospect, and just Nick Bonino for the contracts. He can be center depth. He's not a bad centerman, could fill in on the 4th line if needed. What do you say, Dallas? Trade rejected. What a surprise. With a 4th round pick, what do you say? No. Okay, so looks like we're going to do this step by step. Step 1, find a team that's not very good with a lot of contract spots. Okay, 37, they are a hopeful. Bah, why not? Let's go to Tampa Bay. Can I get a 5th round pick? Seems pretty fair. 4th round pick, he thinks I'm going to be a laughing stock, but then a 5th round pick, he's all worried. Okay. I just have so many garbage defensemen that don't fit. I just need to trade these guys. I'd rather go sign randoms from free agency than have to deal with these guys who are giving my lines -3s and stuff. Matthew Hill for a 7th round pick. Get out of my life. Okay, I have $2 million. I need a couple guys in San Diego. I need a depth forward in the NHL. What do we got? Wayne Train. Ooh, boy, now that is tempting. The Wayne Train. Does he want a cup? I'm sure he does. Sheesh. But who else is available? Anyone? Yeah, there's some definitely some better people than the Wayne Train. Maybe if I go to player search and look for Kiefer Sherwood. So where did he end up? He ended up on Florida. So see if I can trade them the picks I just got for those garbage prospects. I trade you those picks. He's on a cheap deal. Perfect. Okay, trade that Tampa 5th and the Colorado 7th. That's a very good deal for you. Just a 5th should be good enough. 5th and a 7th for Sherwood. Nope. New Jersey's 4th. That's a pretty good deal. Oh, manage. How much? This guy, let me guess. You want a 2nd round pick for Kiefer Sherwood, right? Couple of unsigned pigs. How about that? What do you say, boys? Trade rejected. Throw in Tampa Bay's 5th. Value's not there whatsoever. I'm quadrupling your value. You know what? Goodbye. So I had to simulate a couple days into the preseason to get to some guys signed in the minors, but this is how the lines are looking moving into next season. First line, Tolvanen, Wright, and Pasternak. Gives it the +3, like always. Tolvanen, the question is, do we keep him and re-sign him, or do we trade him at the deadline with 1 year left on his deal? Over here, he has a ton of value. So that'll be the question for next episode. Second line, Helmerson, Morand, and Lindstrom, up to an 88 overall. Love to see it. Now, the problem is, if I put Rakell on the second line, it does give it a +3, but then the third line gets no plus. If I keep Helmerson up on the second line, it keeps it a +1. That's a question to look at. Now, Rakell on the third line with Bugner and Bickle is pretty nice. Gives it a +1. Bickle's up to an 86 overall. Very nice. The shooting category off the charts. Great skating. Good defense. Fourth line, McInnes, Pacioretty, and Sidor. McInnes, he's looking good. He had 104 points in the OHL last year. He's ready to rock and roll. Pedro Pacioretty, great centerman. 85 faceoffs. The Danish legend. Jake Sidor, great shooting category. Now, I hate having him on the fourth line. He has top elite potential. He is 84 overall. Now, to make up for that, Jake Sidor does get second line power play time with second unit penalty kill time. So hopefully that works out. If not, changes will be made. Christian Bugner in his rookie season here on the third line center as well. On defense, like always, Jones-Makar on the top with a +3. Slavin and Fowler, he's down to an 83 now, gives it a +1. Ekman and Brandt Clark, gives it a +1 as well. Nicholas Ekman, big defensive defenseman we got from the Winnipeg Jets. Brandt Clark is medium elite listed top 4, so I'd like to play him over Fowler, but Fowler doesn't give it a +1 on the bottom pair. He's getting a bit old, the bellow. On special teams, power play, no +3 without Stamkos anymore. No +5, but a +3 is still pretty nice. And then on the second unit, we have Rakell, Wright, Bickle, Sidor, Jones giving it a +1, which is still good. Penalty kill, now we get a +5 on the first pair, which is very nice. Slavin's double shifting to keep everyone at a plus. Doesn't matter since he's not a real human. Now the issue is, Pacioretty and McInnes and even Ekman are all starting from a low point. So it's really cool to see a +5, but they're at a low baseline, so +5 means that they're 85 and 84, not if they were already 88, so a +5 makes them like a 93. On the second pair, they do have a +1, which is nice, but we'll see how the power play and pounding kill roll throughout the season and make changes as we go, like always. Now, goalie situation. Lucas Dostal is our starter. He is 25 years old. He was drafted in 2018 by the Ducks. He was spent 4 years in San Diego, put up some great numbers, only had a max of 11 losses per season. Very nice numbers for him. Last season as our backup goes 16-3-2 with 2 shutouts. Very nice. And now overall means nothing in this game. So Dostal is our starter to begin this season. We'll see how he plays. Terrible first game where he had an 800 save percentage, but hopefully he can pick it up because I'm really relying on him. Cameron McKinley here in his rookie season. He's 23 years old. He was a 6th round pick. DeVries was a 2nd round pick. McKinley a 6th round pick in 2020. Medium elite potential. Had a good record down in San Diego the last 3 seasons, going 36 + 10, 46 + 7 is 53. 53, 34, and 11. Quick maths over the last 3 seasons with 6 shutouts. Pretty good numbers for McKinley, and he is now going to be our backup and our future starter, I would say. Medium elite potential, 6'5". He is a big boy. Nice. And then scratched is going to be Prickreel and Axel Anderson, former Brooklyn Bellow legend Axel Anderson. Hopefully these guys don't have to play too much, but we'll see what happens. I have $2 million to spend if needed on if I can make any trades. Down in the AHL, made some signings. I signed Fagemo, Gregor, and Henry here, Nick Henry. He has a really good shooting category. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier. So yeah, these are the lines, nothing too special. Defense looks like this, Drysdale, Gooley. I don't know why the bottom pair is always a -1 in this on the AHL. Now, Jameson DeVries is our starter in San Diego. It's his rookie year, medium elite potential, 76 overall. He's signed for 3 years. We have a lot of time with him, 2nd round pick. He can be our future starter as well. Backing him up is Jan Bednar, 6'5". He is 23 years old, medium starter potential. Now my question for you boys, do I keep Jan Bednar with medium starter potential as my San Diego backup, or do I make Jalen McLeod, 3 years younger, 3 overall less, 71 overall, medium elite, do I make him the backup, and then trade Jan Bednar, or do I trade McLeod since he has more value and maybe it's expendable because I don't need 3 medium elite goalies in the system? Let me know your thoughts on that, because trading McLeod could be nice with in terms of the return that I would get. If I were to trade Rickard Rakell and Jalen McLeod, that'd be quite the haul there. I also have Antonovich in the system, another guy that no trades because it's just too much value. If I just traded Rickard Rakell, what could I get here? I could get a 1st, a 7th, Vevalainen, and Evans, a prospect, center prospect with top 6 potential. Will Butcher, Mui, Almfelt, who's like an 84 overall goalie, could be our starter actually. This would be an interesting one right here. He could be our starting goalie for this season, and it gives me a 4th round pick and a prospect. Gregory Mui, 67 overall, medium top 6. Now that's not a bad deal. Hugo Almfelt is 84 overall in the minors for Tampa Bay. Even alone, I could probably get him pretty cheap, Almfelt, because they don't want him, because they don't need him. His value is very low for an 84 overall. Let me know your thoughts on that, boys. Should I go after this guy? But then the problem is, where does McKinley go? Or where does Dostal go? That's the issue. That is the issue. I don't know why he's in the minors. Why is Vasilevsky in the minors as well? Why is Vasilevsky in the minors? Don't tell me he played there last season. Okay, he didn't. Okay, hopefully it's just for preseason then. Okay, maybe these guys should both be in the NHL. So $1.1 million in cap space. Things are pretty tight. Rakell, it's definitely his last season. Do I trade him at the deadline, or do I just make him go to free agency? So for the next episode, I'm going to send out the scouts, but I also need answers on the goalie situation, both for the NHL and the AHL. So that's where your help will come in. Through the preseason, we go 4-1-2, end off on a shutout. That's nice to see. How did the points look? Just preliminary. Doesn't mean much in the preseason, but let's just see what we did. 12 points in 7 games for Shane Wright. Pasternak with 9, Makar with 9. Bickle, Tolvanen 6 goals in 7 games. Bickle 8, Moran 6, Lindstrom 5. How did Dostal do here? He went 4-1-1 with a shutout. Not a good save percentage. It's going to be probably the scoring is what keeps us afloat, because we're not going to be able to get the goaltending. That's the issue. What do we do with the goaltending? Do I trade Rakell to the Lightning? And then that would mean bringing up Helmerson to the 2nd line. That would mean bringing up Sydor to the 3rd line, which would be good. So this is what it would mean if I were to make that deal with Rakell and the Lightning. I would bring Sydor to the 3rd line, but then I would lose the +1, which isn't good. I'd lose the +1, and then I would need someone to play. I would need someone in depth right wing. I'd have to pick up someone in that trade as well from Tampa Bay. Do I do that? That is the question. Very conflicted. And I'm not going to simulate any more, so hopefully that didn't change any trade possibilities before I go ahead and say that those are the definite last possibilities. If I say, what can I get for Rakell? I can get Mrazek, a 3rd, a 4th, and Julius Honka. Jonas Brodin in 2/3. Okay, or Nicholas Backstrom, Simeon Varlamov, a 3rd, and a random guy. So that deal from the Lightning is no longer there. But if I go myself to Tampa Bay, yeah, it's still there. Okay, so I could do that deal. I could still do that deal. So that's the issue, boys. That would free up $7 million, but that goalie, I wouldn't be able to re-sign him. It would just be for this season, because as we already noted, going into next season, there's a lot of boys who need a lot of money. Do I trade Eli Tolvanen? Do I trade Rickard Rakell? He only wants $12 million now. He wanted 13 before. Doesn't want an extension. So maybe 8 years, $12 million or something like that. It says he doesn't want an extension, so that could be a problem. Eli Tolvanen wants $10 million. Could do that. That ties up $22 million right there. Seth Jones wants 10 himself. That leaves him with $12 million for Fowler, Ekman, Pacioretty. It's not bad. I could survive on that. So I think I'm going to stop it there. Not much else to say. A few questions to answer. Let me know how you want this team to look moving into next season. So we will stop it there. Let me know all of your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.